Alright guys, I know a lot of you have been waiting for this video, waiting for me to come back to JJK and make more free-to-play guides on the new Illusory Tower modes after level 60. Uh, Glad to tell you guys I'm back in business. I will be making a bit more guides, a bit more regularly for this. I obviously taken a short break. You guys probably saw on my channel. I have been starting to cover another brand new game called Haiku Fly High. Very good game if you're interested. Do give it a go. I think it's a very nicely designed game, especially if you're a fan of the series, original series. Okay, but yeah, that was a brand new game, so obviously I'll have to jump on the hype in the first few weeks to try to establish my footprint in as a content creator for that game as well. And I think I'm doing okay there, so do come and support me as well. But now that I have established my footprint there, I will be kind of spreading my content making across the two games evenly and provide you guys some regular updates on JJK as well. So today, back into business, all right? Tower Floor 65. I know quite a few people have been asking me for this, and here's going to be my guide for it. I've tried to keep it somewhat free-to-play friendly in the sense that it's all standard banner characters, but a lot of them are highly invested, so do bear that in mind. So for example, my Yaga, my yellow Yaga is level 10 in terms of debuff. My Domain Megumi level 10 in terms of debuff, skill 1 as well. And then obviously I have both my King Gojo and also Nobara highly leveled up. Now, my Nobara has her um, ultimate 1 SP unlock, however not her skill 3 because I don't actually think her skill 3 is worth it, but you definitely do want to use her ultimate quite a lot, and that's kind of why I have unlocked this one. If you don't actually have Nobara or you don't actually want to invest in her, in theory you should be able to replace her with any other yellow DPS. So for example, if you have Zhong Yuji, then that's great. You can just do a straightforward swap with Nobara and Zhong Yuji, and you should also be fine here. If you don't have either of them, then maybe try, I think Yellow Makamori is probably the best option afterwards. Or if you actually have Yellow Shoko, then obviously she could also do very well here. Because as you will see later on, I am actually struggling to survive sometimes. So Shoko providing both that buff and also that extra healing is also going to be very useful here. Now, the strategy itself is actually very similar to the strategy I use for Floor 61. In fact, this team is identical to the team I use in Floor 61, other than the Reclasion. And the reason for this is that, as you can see, I'm actually using 2 debuffers on my team. However, this one actually, where's the special effect? Yeah, this is special effect. You can actually see it actually decreases the debuff effect applied to the enemies by 65%. So even though I have 2 debuffers, their supporting skill is actually going to be quite limited here. But I'm still using them because you are taking extra damage if you're not playing yellow character. And for all of the support for yellow character, I didn't want to use Shoko because obviously she's not in the standard banner. And then that basically means I'll have to use actually debuffer in the form of Yoga and also Domain Megumi. So that's kind of why I'm still bringing them here. However, as a result, I'm not able to burst the enemy down. So I actually need to slowly wear down the enemy. And that's kind of why you see me equipping actually 3 healing recollections here. Now, obviously, I have this one here on Yoga. This is very helpful in order for me to both increase healing and also curse energy. So that's kind of what I'm equipping here. And then for Domain Megumi and also Nobara, I'm going for the AoE here because you don't actually want to play around with the enemy targeting so much. The enemy is likely going to do some damage to all of your characters, like it's quite evenly spread out, and that's kind of why I actually want AoE healing rather than single target healing here. The idea is that you want your target to quickly die so that you can then do charge up your ult, etc. And then you can do a combo attack in terms of the ult between your Yoga and also Domain Megumi, and you'll be needing to do that actually at least twice and possibly even 3 times in this battle, depending on how strong your characters are. Now, for your Gojo, basically the idea is that you actually want to somehow conserve your pride stack. However, there is going to basically, if you actually think about pride, you are allowed to basically use 1 attack because it activates for 2 times over the span of at least 8 turns. So what you can basically do is you can use up 1 stack of that buff for a random attack, and then you can save the other one in order to double stack pride. And the way you'll see me doing this is that I will be using the skill 3 on my Team Gojo on the turn just before the main enemy boss. So this rat, before this rat is about to use his special attack. And the idea is that when I actually use my skill 3, I will be able to actually reduce the damage, and that AoE attack is, I think, sorry, that special attack from that boss is actually an AoE, but that's kind of why it's quite important for me to actually decrease that damage. And because it lasts for 2 turns, that's why I'm applying it for just before, in the turn just before he actually uses his special attack. So that's pretty much the only thing you want to know. And then the other part is that once you actually use your double stack pride, etc., it's going to be a very long time before you can just stack it up again. So for the second time around, what you can do is you can just spam skill 3 and just try to do as much chip damage as possible. However, once your domain Gojo, domain Megumi and also Yaga is ready to do the ult again, you once again want to count your turns and you only want to use one single stack of pride beforehand so that you can double stack it again when you do that combo. And when you're doing the ultimate attack on your Team Gojo, you will also be trying to pair it up with your Nobara to do that combo attack as well in terms of the ultimate. Now, in terms of the targeting for the enemy, basically you want to keep on hitting the main boss, so the Strat him. The one on the right hand side, you don't actually need to worry too much. You would be using Nobara's nail effect to hit it once, just so that you actually apply a bit of an AoE on both of the enemies, and also opposite Team Gojo actually doing an AoE in terms of his ultimate attack as well. So you will definitely be doing some damage to the enemy on the right. But in terms of the debuffing skill from both of your Yaga and also Domain Megumi, they should always be aimed at this boss on the left hand side, because he's just so bulky that you need to use as much debuff as possible on him in order to make sure you are actually able to kill him quickly.
相手の動きを観察しろ。やるか。鮭、俺のターンってな。防げ。これが無限。指導だ。取り込む。最善の一手を常に考え。いくぞ。鮭、俺のターンってな。動け。これが無限。指導だ。取り込む。ようやく私の番ね。最善の一手。いくぞ。相手してやる。手加減してやらねえぞ。これが無限。はあ。相手の動きを観察しろ。いつでもいけるぞ。行くわよ。手加減してやらねえぞ。指導だ。はあ。行くぞ。さて、いつでもいけるぞ。行くわよ。手加減してやらねえぞ。かかってこいや。教育が必要そうだ。出番だキャッシー。もう一点か。もう上げて。行くぞ。やるぞ。相手の動きをやるか。準備万端。こっからよ。覚悟しとけ。これが無限。目標プラパン。最善の一手。準備万端。覚悟しとけ。これが無限。やれ。相手の動きを観察。準備万端。覚悟しとけ。目標プラパン。勝て。通例情報。参加し。出力最大。青やってやるよ。最善の一手を常に考えろ。やるか。相手してやる。俺のターンってな。目標プラパン。勝て。相手の隙を見逃すな。いいぞ。行くわよ。俺のターンってな。やれ。仕方ねえな。相手の隙を見逃すな。いいぞ。相手してやる。手加減してやらねえぞ。これが無限。目標プラパン。さて、やるか。準備万端。こっからよ。俺のターンってな。やれ。行くぞ。さて、準備はいいか。いつでも行けぞ。準備万端。俺のターンってな。かかってこいや。教育が必要そうだな。出番だキャッシー。もう一点か。もう上げて。行くぞ。やるぞ。うわ。いいぞ。準備万端。覚悟しとけ。これが無限。目標プラパン。最善やるか。準備万端。覚悟しとけ。これが無限。目標プラパン。勝て。相手の動きをやるか。準備万端。こっからよ。覚悟しとけ。目標プラパン。勝て。通例情報参加し。出力最大。青 やってやるよ。最後まで気は抜くな。相手の隙を見逃すな。いくぞ。行くわよ。俺のターンってな。これがね、指導だ。相手の隙を見逃すな。いくぞ。行くわよ。手加減してやらねえぞ。モデュブラファン。はあ、そだ。仕方ねえな。さて、準備はいいか？やるか。相手してやる。手加減してやらねえぞ。行け。はあ、行くぞ。さて、準備はいいか？行くぞ。行くわよ。手加減してやらねえぞ。はあ、行くぞ。ここまで。さて、準備はいいか？いつでも行けぞ。手加減してやらねえぞ。これが無限。教育が必要そうだな。出番だ、キャシー。教育展開、覚悟を上げて。行くぞ、やるぞ。相手の動きを観察しろ。行くぞ。覚悟しとけ。これが無限。やれ。空手。相手の動きをやるか。覚悟しとけ。これが無限。やれ。空手。最善の一手を詰め。やるか。覚悟しとけ。モジュブラファン。出力最大。青。相手のやるか。俺のターン。モジュブラファン。行くぞ。出て。相手の動き。行くぞ。俺のターンってな。やれ。ここで仕方ねえな。俺の勝ち。